Okay, folks, we're back in the challenge series, episode 18. Why did I hesitate on that number? I don't know. I definitely knew it was 18. Anyhow, another sort of miscellaneous episode. The championships aren't going to be more into the low 20s again when we get back underway on that, so... one-offs. I was about to say special condition events. That doesn't... no. Well, actually... no, not yet. I mean, I don't know. There could be rain in a race. I can't predict the weather. I can absolutely control it, but that's beside the point. I am God of all who I survey. All, like, was it 86 of you? But yeah, it'll be an interesting episode today. There's a couple of bizarre things that have occurred in the last few episodes, and even in between the episodes. Actually, at some point in the near future, be a side story link to that. Just like there were for the whole... It was back in episode 7, I believe, and then also back in episode 12. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the background that doesn't get caught on the trackside cameras, to say the least. But without further delay, let's get into the first of the races and the first of the big bizarre reveals. Alright, we are here just ahead of the start of the first race. And that RX-7 that you are looking at is not a new driver. That's, well, you can probably base on the number there. That is myself. This is my my new 640 competitor. Ironic, since the pre-existing FD3S is a 675 competitor, but that's not the only real detail behind it, other than this interesting feather scheme that it has going on, and sponsors pretty much all over the darn place. Some of them kind of hard to see, some of them not so much. The main thing to notice is what's over the rear quarter panel. Mercury Racing. There's the side story will get into that along with a lot of other stuff, but the basic gist of it is that is a new upstart team made to sort of compete against Scuderia Fidanzi, and if any other teams get started later on, which somehow I feel like that will happen. We might be looking at a Constructors' Championship in the Challenge Series before too long. But yeah, this is a car, or this is one of the cars under that team. It is basically the result of the Love Live girls, like, for example, Reen and Maki up here, not leaving me alone until I decided to join their 9-man crew to be a 10-driver crew. Not 9-man, that sounds wrong. That is incorrect. There's only one man. But, something about racing experience. I don't know how to race, I just do it. I can't show my work, I just do the math. Anyway, the side story will get into greater detail on that, much greater detail on that, but that's basically the gist of how I ended up on Mercury Racing. And what it even is in the first place. It's just the 9 Love Live girls and then me. So let's maybe start the race before I go over the episode limit. That might be a good idea. I'm beginning to wonder if I have my earbuds in the wrong ear. Oh, I do. I'm hearing that on my right. They're all on my left. Hang on. I have new earbuds. The last pair just kind of stopped. So that's part of the reason why the this episode is so divided between this and 17. Also contributing is the heat. This is the first day all week I've been able to record without needing the air conditioner blasting behind me. What am I looking at here? Just 7 cars entering the same corner, basically at the same time. Yeah, if one were to look closely at the other Love Live Girls cars, you'll probably see somewhere. Trying to forget to do that one, that'd be embarrassing. Okay, there's gotta be a more obvious one somewhere. Oh, there's 2 of them right here. One of them has to give me a good kill. There's 3 of them right here. There's 4 of them right here. There you go. You can kind of see it underneath the Ray Brake sign there. Mercury Racing there. Also, all of the Love Live girls are in this race with me. So, half of this field is on one team. And you can see it just next to the taillight there. Above Webster Sporting Goods. Running parallel to the Birdwing motif. You can just about see acing over the front fenders. Maki, following a huge dispute with her team, is no longer on Scuderia Fidanzi and is also on Mercury Racing. You can see it there next to the number. And it's a bit of an awkward camera, but I think the Mercury Racing is just below the window on Reen's Camaro. That's a very interesting building. There it is, yeah. And yet, despite there being 10 Mercury Racing drivers, the leader isn't one of them. The leader, or at least the pole sitter, is Kogasa in her E-Type. I should probably get back to me, huh? As the cluster continues, Emmy is creating a bit of an obstacle. Haneo is another one, duh. There it is. It's a green above the gas cap. I know it's somewhere on Nozomi's car, I just couldn't find it in the original shot. Pretty sure it wasn't on the camera. Wait, I have access to this. I could just spin the camera around her car until I find it. Do I have stupid? Oh no, that's it. It's beneath cyan measurements. It's a very small one compared to how big it is on other cars, but there it is. Through one lap, already up to P8. And obviously I have plenty of experience with RX-7s. Many times I drove one in the original Challenge series, plus, if you recall back to when I dumped Redacted, I borrowed Natsuki Narashi's FDRX-7. Bye-bye! Oh crap. I like I'm commentating myself both in past tense and real time at the same time. It's a weird balance. Reen has taken the lead. Let me flashing my lights at these two to figure it out. I am done waiting. Well, this would be an interesting shot. I'm getting squeezed by Takane and O'Reilly. Those two haven't shown up in many races as of late. And if you hear some sort of random wind every once in a while, I still have a fan running. It's not that cool in here. God, I'm having a major meltdown with these cameras. Maki finishes this pass, it'll be a a Mercury 123 here. Doesn't seem like she's gonna be able to do that though. No, she'd be stuck on the outside. She just cuts back in. Meanwhile, I have taken the lead. These two continue to be a little bit racy over what's now 5th place. Just like that, Kogasa's back into 2nd, but Maki's not having it. She throws it down the inside of Kogasa into turn 1. Yeah, this stuff I don't know because I was too busy trying to get away with the lead. Maki will out-drag the E-Type down towards Orouge. Surely they don't go 2. Yeah, no, Kogasa doesn't have the speed to go 2. She just backs out and baits. Then you look a better exit of Orouge, which she doesn't get. She does, however, get a better one than Reen does, so her 3rd place is safe. Reen's 4th isn't, as here comes O'Reilly with all of his horsepower, 2nd highest in the category. 2nd only, I believe, to... no, 3rd highest. Nozomi and Tyler have more. And I just see him getting a significant lead. Me neither, oh my god, Honoka. She kept that straight, but that looked like a real tank slapper, as they say. Yeah, that didn't look fun for anybody involved. The top 2nd through 8th continue to just sort of intertwine. Only a 3-lap race around Spa because this is obviously... this is a very long circuit, and you probably didn't need me to tell you that. I find it interesting that, maybe I'm ruining the show don't tell aspect of this car, but honestly, look at this thing and tell me it doesn't show pretty much everything on it. A lot of the sponsors on it are also sponsors of the other Love Live Girls cars. I have Umi's Webster Sporting Goods. I think I have Nico's Bakery Company is somewhere on the car. Or not actually her company, but like, you know, the one that sponsors her. Harman Logistics is on it, Cyan Measurements is on it. And I'll be taking them all to Victory Lane here at Spa. But the real place to look right now is out of the last turn. So I think Amaki is going to out-drag Kogasa just to the line for a Mercury 125. Mercury 12, more importantly. So, 2nd was the battle for older cars. 5th was the battle for mostly newer-ish ones. Oh no, Ellie was in that battle too. Not the best day for Umi. I think she started 10th, and she finishes 18th. Nozomi did well, which I think she started 18th, and ends up in 13th. Yeah, so on to the 2nd race. I'm already kind of mingling with what I should be aiming for the length of one single race. We're here for the 2nd race of the episode, and we head to Fuji for the 7:30 category race. Category, get what? Vowels? Can I buy a vowel? No, you're bankrupt, Riker. Whoa, snap moment. For Honoka, with her redesigned 730 class NSX. She calls it snow halation. And, I mean, I get it. I pretended to not get it, but I know. I know these things. I'm like doing the like tapping forehead meme thing. Ooh, well, okay then, Cam. Also worth noting too, the Mercury Racing logo is going to be on pretty much any car that me or any Love Live character is driving, so you'll also find it, it's hard to see, but it's white. It's like next to the Bilstein logo on Ellie's car. It's over my hood panel there. There it is. I already saw it on Honoka's car, and it's above the Japanese flag on Reen's Aurica Viper clone. And Thomas O'Reilly, with an obscene amount of straight line acceleration, takes the lead of the race in his Cobra. Reen, okay, just shoves him out of the way. That was kind of rude. Oh, there's the NSX. Hell! Not off to a great start, Honoka. You get me on your team and you rear-end me in our second race together. That's not really teamwork. Starting to look like Hopper Suit 2 right now, a Viper versus a Diablo. My car is having some problems with traction at the moment. Gotta go fast. I can't pick a camera. God, the acceleration difference. Oh, stop. The NSX is a heavy boy, so the brakes aren't great. Oh, Ice just tagged Honoka. I'm having a terrible cough right now. Gonna need a drink after I'm done commentating, to say the least. Honoka takes O'Reilly around the outside of, I think that's like Toyo Pet Corner or something. I know it has a name. I know most of the turns of this track have a name. I don't know any of them. And the ones I do know, I can't associate to a certain corner. Like, I know there's one called Toyo Pet, I know there's one called 300R. And I know that there's one that's, like, named for Toyota or something, but I don't know what any of them are. Like, which one is 300R? I don't know. We have another battle between Mercury Racing. Maybe this time Honoka won't take the position by bumping her teammate out of the way. drag race down the main straightaway, and drag race that the NSX will win. Alright. Hanukkah has to take evasive maneuvers to not get splattered by Hoshi's Laura. Meanwhile, Brian Ice is just watching in the background, rubbing his greedy little hands together. Ooh, he almost makes some contact as well when he gets some oversteer for his trouble. Speaking of oversteer, holy crap, Thomas O'Reilly. I just noticed it's the final lap. Why did I think it was a 5-lap race? Brian surprisingly doesn't stick it down the inside into this last big braking zone. The clouds are gathering. I'm pretty sure if I look at the forecast, it's gonna rain like 15 minutes after the race. But we're going to avoid it. It seems like it's always threatening rain here. Or is that just me? As head down this incredibly long front straightaway one more time. Hanukkah is going to take her redesigned NSX and grab the win at Fuji. Brian Ice will outdrag Green to the line, deleting the Mercury 1-2, but it is a double podium. And then me and Ellie did not have the same fortune, to say the least. Yikes. Not great. You'd almost think I did that on purpose. Get the race to close right as the last car crosses the finish. I did not. Because I'd have no way of knowing when the 20th car is crossed. Anywho, on to round 3. Fun. You're here for round 3 of the episode. You're at Interlagos. The F1 player make you funny to call this track Brazil. It's more than just Brazil. It is early morning, so we're still going off headlight lighting here. And the camera car is Francesca Fedonzi, fresh off of the... I was gonna say, from what I understand. No, I more than understand. I was hearing it. Dramatic diva sort of moment that the two had, or she had and Maki had regarding the future of those two together as teamwork, as team partners, which went the exact opposite of that, and, you know, it was decided then that there was no future with them as partners. Again, the side story will give that in detail. She needs to have a bit of a palate cleanser race here. However, that may be easier said than done, as the target, or the cause of her ire, is also in the race. Obviously now with the Mercury Racing moniker. Which is the only Mercury Racing car here, though. We've gone from 10 in one race to 4, and then down to a singular driver. As Bagstrom gets down the inside of Schwartz, that move is done. Huge run out of the third turn for the Testarossa. I think that's like Curva del Sol, I think it's called. Oh, just Bagstrom just gets slammed by someone. I don't know who. Oh, no, this is ahead. Oh, Stephanie gives him the business. Alyssa Weiss is trying too hard to give Francesca space and just instead almost puts herself off the road. Down the inside of the Hellcat, which is now down the inside of the 400Z. Double overtake. On the outside of the Corvette Stingray with terrible brakes. Yeah, that's like this thing's biggest drawback. It has really good power, and also looks really cool. But, it does not have good brakes, because it's a model that doesn't allow you to equip racing brakes onto it. You could look at her braking point compared to anybody else's, and there'd be like a night and day difference. And just how much time people gain under the brakes on Barbara in that car. This Thrasher's just gonna go in now and try and catch his buddy Akira up ahead. And Francesca looks like she's gonna try and do that with both of them. And she just sends it down the inside of Maki. She was just not prepared. I don't think. Because that was from a decent ways back, I think, for Fidanzi. Yeah? No, that doesn't tell me anything. This will. Okay, actually not really. They were okay, never mind. Just that Maki broke conservatively after Francesca got ahead. Well, this is gonna be mighty interesting, folks. Thrasher goes for the lead on Taniguchi, but now it's gonna be 3 wide into T4. Who's gonna be the winner? It's gonna be Akira's gonna take the lead back from the middle lane of the 3. Francesca trying to give too much space, Thrasher not getting much space. They nearly touched bumpers there, did Thrasher and Fidanzi. Thrasher almost got into Akira a tiny bit there. As we continue to lumber our way through the 3 consecutive hairpins. Oh, that's not going to be popular. My camera was also not popular with me. Oh, here we go. So Thrasher just goes down the inside, and Fidanzi thought she was clear. She was at the braking point too. She just broke way later. And then Thrasher doesn't back out and just dumps her shit. Losing Fidanzi basically 3 places. And giving Akira a break. Fidanzi's not wasting time with her. I'm sure it's taking every inch of her boiling Italian blood to not just absolutely demolish Maki's car after what I heard of that argument last week. Screeches ahead of Thrasher again anyway. Thrasher now contending with Dom DePrisco through the Senna S's. He defends from the Countach successfully. Successfully, I'm Daffy Duck. Despicable. Anyway, I can't do that for my life. That was just terrible. Thrasher's still fending off the Lamborghini, and Fidanzi has caught back up to the leader of Akira Taniguchi. Just like the expressway, huh, guys? Actually, Francesca wasn't in that bad. I think she was the one that was not in that race. That was between Kazuya, Akira, and Stephanie. it looks like she might have the lead. Nope, Akira goes back down the inside with aggressive braking. I think there's a bit of a squeeze applied from the Super Driver. Let's zoom that in a little bit. And looks like Fidanzi has boxed him out at the last turn. I think I saw on the heads-up display there you've heard of like the GG bump. I think Francesca gave Akira the GG hazards. Hard to tell. And the aforementioned Fidanzi spirit prevails. Despite being terminated, Francesca will take the victory at Interlagos, with Akira and Thrasher finishing off the podium. DiPrisco grabs P4, Maki 5th, Kevin Begstrom 6th place from starting in the bottom half of the grid. And then I'll do it for the third round of the episode. So, more Thrasher fan service. There's got to be like there's like a shortcut name for that somewhere. That's got to be like Thrash Service. Thrash Service. More Thrash Service there, and we head into the next race. Well, this is probably not what you were expecting, I'm gonna go ahead and guess. You're not imagining we are on a dirt track. This is actually not an officially sanctioned Challenge Series event. The original event was supposed to be a race for 600 category cars at Maggiore East. However, the venue wasn't prepared when we arrived. So we called off the race because the the maintenance time on the track surface was going to run us another 4 or 5 hours. So we called off that race, and a lot of the other guys that were in attendance basically just said, alright, screw this, we're going to do something. How about something completely different? So they've gone to the nearby Sardinia Windmills circuit, and they've made an impromptu rally event. Don't know what Gina's gonna say about this, but I just kind of brought the recording equipment down here because I wanted something to talk about. I wanted something to commentate. If I wasn't gonna have my 600 race, you know what, screw it. Just do this limited grid race on dirt, because why not? The grid wasn't even randomized either, for the most part. Also some jackass in an Audi Sport Quattro showed up. I don't know where in the name of God he got that car. I don't know why anyone let him on the track, but he's there. That's not in regulation whatsoever, but here we are. I should probably have the info. And we're green from Sardinia Windmills. I think it's the first time we've used Sardinia, and it's the off-road circuit, not the road track. Yeah, this is something. Certainly has some spectacle. I know there's been a small division of drivers who have been trying to get a rally series or a rally event or two set up for Gina and myself, but we've not allowed it because it only seemed like a couple of people were interested. But here we got 13 people running. Some people decided to show up in cars that aren't even four-wheel drive. Thrasher and Tyler are running in American muscle cars. Thrasher's holding his own. He looks like he's about to pass this rally-bred car in his Mustang. Nico is just dancing through the field, pun mostly not intended. She's already up about to take third place from Craig Thompson, and we're only through one lap of 4. At least it's nice that the AI don't use traction control off-road. That would be stupid. This guy's not even that fast. He's in a Group B monster, and he can't even pass Tyler in his fake General Lee. Unknown German man with the last name I'm not sure how to pronounce. You're not great. Clearly just a hobbyist with too much money or something. Or he's just screwing around and sandbagging because he knows if he does too well, he'll bring too much attention to himself and he'll probably get sued or something. I don't know, it's like this isn't sanctioned, so I don't actually know if we can do anything about him being there. Anyway, I have missed Nico grab the lead. No, just the ultimate crossover move. David versus Goliath, and David wins, and she shot her on the outside of Simpson, and then managed to downshift crossover on Dakota Kingsley to take the lead away. I had no idea Nico was a rally person. Here she is, completing the last to first challenge in just under 2 laps. In a car that, mind you, isn't even the fastest on the grid. Because, you know, this is technically a 640 class car, and there are many 675s. In fact, the only other 640 in the race is Tyler, and he's not even 4-wheel drive. He's still ahead of this Audi Sport, by the way. Thrasher at some point passed Otto, a skilled rally driver with the Tommy Mackin and Evo in a Mustang, and he's trying to pass Johnny Parker, who's literally driving a rally car kit car. The nerves on this man to be basically running down rally legends in what can best be described as a modern day Bullet. And Nico's just having the time of her life. Runs a 19.4. God, that looks cool. Again, it's spectacle. There's no denying that one. Jump! Actually, Thrasher didn't jump much at all. Oh, I see that Grindelwald back here is finally taken 11th place away from a flipping Charger. Oh god. Thrasher just tried to go down the inside of Parker, but he couldn't find it. Actually, he kind of got... No, he didn't. He's back down the inside. This is just like a Herculean trial for Thrasher to get around this Evo 5. Meanwhile, Nico will absolutely stun the competition and win here at the unsanctioned Sardinia Windmills race. Dakota Kingsley and Martin Simpson will complete the truck's podium. That was, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I don't have crap for rally driving skills, but there are obviously at least 13 people who are at least a little bit interested. Poor suckers down here. I don't know. Gina, me, and Nitori will have to consider our options here, because it's not like the Drift division, where I think there were like 5 interested people in that, and I could literally name them all off. Thrasher, Natsuki, Yotsuba, Ambrosia Reyes, and who's the 5th one? I think it was Kazuma Hanamura. Those are the 5 people that are interested in the Drift division, or Drift tournaments. But that's just a logistical nightmare to handle and squeeze into one episode. That would be an episode in and of itself, or probably a side thing if that ever happened. But that's 5 people. That's like, out of like almost 90 drivers, that's not a great ratio. But there's 13 interested here, and I guarantee you there are probably many more who would at least take the jump over if the thing became officiated. You have to find some 4-wheel drive cars to run, but honestly, that's not super hard to do. Evos and Prezas are always cheap and accessible. Obviously, Thrasher's proven you might not even need to be 4-wheel drive at all to run a rally race. He held his own. He made up places throughout the race over actual rally cars, like a ST205 and a Tommy Mackinnon edition Evo 6. These 2 don't count because they're really low category. They're 640 and 600, so... yeah, that too. Tyler beat a car in his same category. Same as Thrasher. Mulsanne is an outlier. She's in the 600 category. And then everybody else that isn't Thrasher, Tyler, or Lynette, or Vitalis are 675. And then there's Nico, who's just like, what? I don't care about your rules. I am the second coming of Richard Burns, and you will not deny me this victory. Seems like something she would say if she had any idea who Richard Burns was. Anywho, on to the final round, which is the potluck. We are green for the potluck race. The venue is Trial Mountain. That was a shot. And the camera car is Ryan Ice, as he started in last. The attempts to negotiate the... Well, actually, the gridlock wasn't as bad as it usually is, which is ironic considering the difference in car classes in play. It was actually negotiable for once. Ryan Ice is currently struggling to pass a car 90 performance points lower than him. Nozomi is actually kind of putting up a fight here. This is weird. Not forever, obviously. We couldn't expect him to take forever to pass that. It is time to make good my escape plan. I've got Samuel Jansen and Takahata the buffer between the next car that should be at my pace, which is Ellie. And then it's Ice. So... Travis Wild. There's a few drivers that have definitely not really been in the mainstream lately that have come out of the woodworks in this potluck. This Superbird has not appeared in several episodes. Travis Wild hasn't appeared since the 730 Championship in this car. There's some of the constant ones. Maki's in another race. Oh boy. My God! Thomas is in this race too. Gemini has not been in the picture too much. Hikari has been, but not the R33. We have this little debuting car here. Melissa Weiss, almost as if to make some sort of further bid to increase the awareness of rally racing in the series, has grabbed Alencia Stratos. Where do you people find this stuff? My God. How did you find Alencia flipping Stratos? Oh, you absolute buffoon. Why are you on comfort tires? Several minutes of a delay later, return to the last bit of this recording. This fool has forgotten to put racing tires back on after his venture off-road, off dirt, yep. His venture in a dirt race, and he never... This absolute monstrosity of a brain cell, single cell organism forgot to put his road racing tires back on. So, 19th place is here. He's an entire straightaway behind a car that should be a category lower. Genius. Anyway, back to people who know what they're doing. It's currently a Mercury Racing 1-2. Let's see what Brian Ice can do to challenge that. Doesn't seem like much. Ellie's actually, I think, getting away from him right now. Not a whole lot happening further down the field either. Except for Ivan Sodakov, who's just going to out-drag Riley Blanchard with relative ease into the backstretch hairpin. Travis Mild. Might be looking to outmaneuver that Superbird. Shouldn't be too hard. He's in a street-going race car, and he's in a boat. Whoa! Ellie ran the fastest lap, so she's running me down and she's taking ice with her. Not ideal, if I must be honest. Ellie's just struggling to maintain control exiting that tunnel. Well, Takahata is comfortably ahead of 2 cars in a higher category than him. Actually 3, because Thomas O'Reilly is somewhere around here. I think Ice is seen enough. Ellie is losing control. She's trying to do too much to catch me. And Ice has seized the opportunity, and now he is in P2. And holy crap, he has a lot of overspeed on me. He won't quite be close enough to pass, but he's darn close. Suddenly. Travis still chickening out, not passing Jansen. Well, that'll help when he just crashes. Pressure finally got to him, and he collects Maki in the collision as well. Some ugly scenes further back. My plan is kind of working. If I can just slow down Ice enough, Ellie will be able to catch up. This is not working. Ice is a little unstable up there. He finally gets to the lead and he forgets how to Lamborghini. Down the inside. Maybe a little aggressive, but it's Brian Ice. Who cares? He left the door open. And I didn't hit him, maybe because he took avoiding action, but none of that's relevant. Okay. He doesn't seem happy about it. I'm not necessarily blaming him, but still rude. Okay. Now Ellie is starting to catch. I had been invited to a party. This recording was supposed to be over 15 minutes ago. Never find your life is all but something ordinary. Wait a minute, what game am I in again? What if you close your eyes? Does it almost feel like we're back in 2002? We just need Samuel to catch up with this police car. I'm in the ditch! If Ice wasn't already a little annoyed with me, he definitely didn't like that, I'm sure. Josh really hasn't told me a whole lot about how Ice behaves on track. And here's Mr. Comfort Mediums here to interfere with this battle for the lead. The weed? The lead. I was trying to say the lead and the win at the same time, and instead just became a battle for marijuana. Ellie almost shot around my outside, but then found a Lancia, so couldn't. Down the inside again. I think Ice even saw it coming that time because he gave the lane there, and just like he couldn't like take it back. He could do nothing. I'm in danger. That's a lot of horsepower. Okay, suddenly Ellie is like, this is my miraculous time, damn it. And she will take the lead instead. Ice, you had it for one straightaway. They about avoided contact. I'm not sure how this is going to line up with the race timer. No, Ellie has missed that hairpin. Around the outside. Oh, the race is going to end here. This is the final. It's the final lap. And you're going to find yourself in victory lane, Brian Ice. Out of the final turn, he sneaks the lead away from Ellie. It's a Mercury Racing double podium, but we have been robbed. gravity photon intensifies. And that'll do it for the episode. So, in one episode we had Fidanzi prove the Fidanzi pride and spirit, and when after getting taken out, we had the debut of Mercury Racing with pretty definitive form, considering there wasn't a single race in this, other than the third race. Every race, a Mercury Racing driver finished first or second at least. The only time where that didn't happen was in race 3, where Maki finished 5th as the only representative of the team in the event. Mercury Racing won rounds 1, 2, and 4, and got a double podium in race 5. I debuted a new car, Melissa Weiss debuted a new vehicle, and then we had the unsanctioned impromptu rally event that seemed to show that there are at least a dozen people who are kind of interested in that, if it existed. We'll have to see where that develops from here. I don't expect anything immediate, but you never know. Texaco's still in business. I didn't even know that. Anyway, I literally thought Texaco just vanished or got absorbed into, like, Shell or BP or something a long-ass time ago. Anywho, until the next one.